Okay.
Okay. So Jaime, you were asking about shared treasury management, some DAO operations, and I've shared you on the chat the closed out report of another topic, another feature, but on that video, I am showing how you, I mean, how deep you can go with shared treasuries on GameChanger. On that video, I am showing how you can do a shared treasury even between hardware wallets. I mean, you combine several users that have different even hardware wallets or mnemonic wallets, the wallets you want, you name it, and then you can have a shared treasury built based on those wallets. But even going further, the video shows how you can connect a DApp to that shared treasury. So going beyond just shared treasury management, you guys maybe are going to be requiring, for example, automating some payroll, some payment stuff, some minting, whatever. So you can prepare DApps and you can make these DApps connect to your own shared treasury. By saying DApps, I mean not a full-blown beautiful DApp. Maybe those can be back office kind of DApps to handle your own treasuries. Or maybe you can even not use front ends at all and just use the app connections, GameChanger the app connections to handle those treasuries. So watch that video, but maybe later. Now I'm going to show you some introductions around this. Jaime, how much do you know about GameChanger? Have you used the beta version already?
Really, no. I read a little bit because, as I told you, I am a little bit busy. But it's my intention to get involved with your wallet because I know the huge potential that the wallet has. So I am completely compromised with myself to learn to interact with your wallet because I am following you a long time ago, but you know, in the ecosystem we have a lot of wallets, and I have to use the best wallet in this moment for my use case. But right now, I need to understand how work with GameChanger.
Perfect. Thanks a lot for your kind words. So basically, GameChanger, and I'm going to talk about the beta version. Let's assume version 1 is going to disappear soon, which is actually correct. So let's focus on the beta, on the version 2 of the wallet. Graphically, they look the same, but the version 2 of the wallet is a quantum leap to the future. Really, it's like a very, if I can say, futuristic wallet. And once again, this is why we don't have CIP30, the app connection support, or all the other the app connector standards that most Cardano wallets have, because since 2021 we have been talking Cardano in a different language. Let's say we have been dealing with Cardano differently, And we really believe on this model and all the things that this model offers. And in time, if you give enough time to the project, you will understand the reasons why we strongly suggest our Dapp connection as alternative, our wallet design as a nice alternative to have on Cardano. In a few words, it's about can I say power? It's about unleashing potential, unleashing the Cardano potential, giving Cardano to user hands, putting Cardano on user hands. So, because with other wallets and other Dapp connectors, you are very limited. So going back to the wallet, this is the wallet. You have some dialogues here, some stuff. This is the delegation dialog where you delegate your funds. And this is how the balance and your usual wallet look like. You have every asset on your wallet expressed graphically as colored cards. And each color, the blue, for example, is for tokens. This one is for ADA or testnet ADA in this case. And NFTs are kind of goldish. And you have also these other kind of NFTs that are special NFTs, not the usual, graphical NFT that you can find, artistic NFT that you can find on the market. One of these formats, one of these NFTs specifications is this one called disk NFT. And to keep it simple, is an entire file system, like an entire disk stored on chain with its own files and file structure, I mean the folder structure or directory structure. And for example, remember that I told you about wallet settings, that you can design the wallet you want, and I mean the internal setup of addresses, keys, and more stuff. You can design that and you can store that on chain. So here you are watching one of these NFTs that is called wallet settings. Here is where the magic happens. On these NFTs are the recipes on how to design wallets. And when you have done that, this dialog appears that says load wallet settings. A wallet configuration script has been detected on this address. Do you want to execute it to configure your wallet? In other words, you have stored a recipe on a disk NFT on how to set up your wallet, and the wallet, the GameChanger wallet, detects this and suggests you to run that recipe and configure the wallet again. So very quickly, I will say yes. I will put my password here. There is another password involved. In this case, the first password was a password to decrypt that file system, those files inside the file system. Okay, and then this is the usual spending password. So yes, if the information stored on chain is encrypted, and regarding security, there is no any secret information stored on these wallet settings. There are no private keys, no passwords, exactly nothing compromising stored. It's just a recipe, agnostic to any wallet. I mean, the same recipe can be applied on other, users' wallets. So this is how it looks like when you apply the settings. Wallet settings loaded. Okay, and now we have, and this is going to get improved soon, but we have this section of the wallet that if we click here, sorry, ouch. If we click here, a list of, we can call them views, wallet setups. It's shown. So you have, for example, multiple derivations, hierarchical deterministic, multi-delegation, anonymous, multi-delegation. What is this? Okay, this is called workspaces. Each of these is a workspace, and it's a wallet setting or wallet setup. So if I click on anonymous multi-delegation, for example, and I go back here, this changed, and now I've presented with a list of addresses. Okay, if I want to see the list and the names of each address, because addresses on GameChanger has names. If you click here, this is the list of addresses. You can check here that each address has its own name. And what this means is that you, for example, here we are watching this balance. But if I keep moving, scrolling here, this navigation bar, we are switching to other wallets with other balances. But I don't know if you have checked something. If I go back, in this case, because of the setup of this, we have been delegating this address 00 to alpha pool. If I go to the next one, to the 01, check that we are delegating to another pool. So yes, we have multi-delegation, support for multi-delegation. And we can keep on moving and discovering that we have more addresses with different balances. Here, okay, another pool, whatever. So this is how workspaces look like. It's like having multiple wallets out of your or inside your own wallet or user wallet. Jaime, yes, what do you want to?
It works like having a lot of kinds of accounts in your wallet, like Eternal do, more or less, right?
Yeah, actually, it's like the same principle behind.
Yeah.
I mean, the same technical principle behind Eternal, Yoroi, and Daedalus wallets. But GameChanger goes beyond standards and allows you to define your own standards. Because you see, the problem with standards is that they exist now and they have to evolve. And they took time to evolve, and they took time to understand the issues on the community, what the community needs. So the problem that you face now is an entire ecosystem with a 2-year-old ecosystem today on Cardano that has been based on rigid, written in stone standards that maybe made sense 2 years ago. But what about now? And what about maybe in 5 years? So what's the idea of GameChanger? Is design your own wallet. And a very different approach from Daedalus, Yoroi, and Eternal, because those follow one standard. And that standard is very limiting. Very limiting. Now, I guess Lace is breaking that standard. I have not checked this, with precision, but for what I've heard, for example, Lace is breaking this standard, but once again, is breaking it, creating like a new standard. On GameChanger, we don't impose standards. We offer the opportunity for you to design or use the standard you need or you want. So in this case, if you go to the workspaces created here, we can say that, for example, Eternal Yoroi, and Daedalus uses this standard. Okay. And one of the standards that we like the most on GameChanger is this one. That basically the most important difference is that the hierarchical deterministic standard that Yoroi, Daedalus, and Eternal uses shares a part of the address, the stake credential, okay, the stake part of the address across all the addresses under your own wallet. And what this makes is that is burning your financial identity on chain forever. It's telling everyone, because blockchains are open, that all the addresses that you are using are you, are a single entity or are related. On GameChanger, you can achieve this. That is kind of, at the end, the same thing. You have multiple addresses with multi-delegation in this case. But the nice thing is that one address has nothing to do to the next one, to the other one, to the other one. So we are preserving your privacy on chain. Okay, this is another reason why some standards are not, are not the best ones. Yes, go ahead.
But in terms of usability, you have to be an advanced user of a beginner user that can interact with this functionality.
I would say that because of the earlier, the early version of this technology, this wallet is about to hit mainnet soon, and no one has used this wallet design before. So I would say that it's more for power users and for advanced users. But this being said, I want to show you what this means. So you can trust, you can decide on your own if this is simple or not. So I will let me see.
Because you know what, I was suggesting to try to build a switcher if you are a beginner user that hide some functionalities that you don't need. Because when you are a beginner and you saw that those a lot of thousands of functionalities, you lost the way to interact correctly with your wallet, because you have buttons to on and off options, change your wallet to a single address, and so on, so on.
Yeah, you are super right. Cardano is very complex, and the more we simplify life for users, the more we impose, okay, to them. So, and for example, I have here something that has been suggesting me a lot since a long while now to simplify the wallet, or make like different views, right? To have like an advanced view for power users, and maybe have a simplified view for end users. So yes, I want to implement this soon on GameChanger, but let's see how difficult it is to actually work with Workspaces. So you can tell me by yourself if this looks hard or not. So here, this is how, I'm going to use these burner wallets that are wallets without passwords, and the mnemonics are stored, the private keys are stored on your device. I'm going to use one of these because it's going to be more quickly, right? More fast to show the point. So we don't have any wallet setup here. We don't have any disk NFT. We just have a bit of ADA and some assets. So, and yes, you will have some suggestions here telling you, hey, this is a burner wallet, so be careful, don't use it for anything important. So, how to create workspaces? I'm going to go to Discover. And then I'm going to go, and here you have some options, some menus. We are going to go to Workspaces. And here you have an explanation of what workspaces are. And once again, because this is a burner wallet, here it's saying to you, hey, you shouldn't be using workspaces on a burner. But once again, this is a demonstration, so we are going to dismiss that. Here you have predefined setups. And the only option you need to give to each of these setups is the number of addresses you want to create. So imagine that I just want to multi-delegate to free pools, and I don't want anything else. Okay? I want to create one workspace to delegate, to multi-delegate to free pools with different balances each. Okay? Without mixing balances like it would happen on Eternal, Yoroi, or Daedalus. Okay. So I will go to, and I like this one, as I told you, because of the anonymity. So I will say, here I will say free. Okay? Okay. Free. So free anonymous multi-delegation addresses. I could be adding here more stuff. But I will keep it simple. So I will say, okay, save wallet settings. And if you continue, to clarify, this thing that always pops up on the wallet is the same thing it's going to appear on Dapps. It's the Dapp Connector. It's the bridge between the wallet and someone or something giving remote control of the wallet, like it happens with Dapps and wallets across the world. So I will say continue, continue. Please then read those warnings or suggestions. I will say continue. Here is asking me to encrypt these setup files on chain, okay, to encrypt the files. So let's use, I don't know, I will remember this. Okay, let's use the same. Trust me, it's a password, I know. Okay, so now 2 transactions are going to be signed. You cannot see this on any other wallet across the ecosystem. This Dapp Connector has the ability to work with more than 1 transaction at a time. This is why we have different technologies. You can overview this, you're going to be spending 4 ADAs, and you're going to be creating a disk NFT with your wallet settings. Continue. And now we have to wait. If you are impatient and you want to audit or understand more about what's happening, you can click on all these sections of the Dapp Connector. For example, here you can see live the state of all your transactions. Here you have 2 transactions being submitted at the same time to Cardano. Okay? Then you can navigate the other options. Now, we have to wait until this turns green. That means that are confirmed. And Okay, I don't know if you have a question or should I move on?
I am following you.
Okay.
It's amazing, you know, that you
What?
think in those solutions, but uh, in terms of spend data, some users can say, hmm, I have to mean an NFT, another NFT, another NFT, but
This is true, but it's not true. Because this is the suggested solution for end users. The solution is, okay, store on-chain forever the recipe so you can always rebuild, reconfigure your wallet and recover your balances. Because
yeah.
the most common problem that we have on blockchain is something happened and you lose access to your own addresses. So this ends up for good, this problem, because you're going to be storing the recipe on chain. And even if something happens to GameChanger, something happens to whatever, if something happens, the information is stored forever on chain. So it's a matter of time that you will be able to recover your funds. Okay? And this is something very important. But this being said, okay, if you are a developer or an advanced user, you can deal with workspaces without the disconnected. For example, a Dapp can connect to your wallet and create workspaces just with a Dapp connection. And no disconnect is involved. But you need to know how to work with the GameChanger Dapp connector to code on GameChanger. If you know how to code with GameChanger, you can do magic. Like, for example, the things that Maarten is doing, that is creating hardware that connects to the wallet, turning this hardware into the apps. Because actually, if you connect something to a wallet, what is this thing? A decentralized application. So Maarten creates hardware devices that are the apps. And this is possible because he knows how to code on GameChangerScript. That is the way you can do all this stuff. So very quickly,
Yeah, it's
return
like a cost versus benefits, you know.
Yeah, totally. Okay, wallet settings saved. Now, if I click here to refresh the assets on the wallet, I can see that I have a wallet settings here, this NFT here. And if I go to the default workspace, that is the workspace that comes out of the box, I have listed also the anonymous multi-delegation workspace. I click here to switch to it. Then I click here to pick an address. And here you have the three addresses that you extract to create. 1, 2, and 3. Let's pick the middle one, for example. And of course, there is no balance because we have just created this. You can treat this wallet, this address, as a wallet. You can connect to the apps with this address. You can delegate. For example, I can go here and pick a pool to delegate the your stake. You can do anything you can do with a Cardano wallet. And if then you want to switch to change to other address, you just click here and you navigate, or you click here and you navigate. Okay, and that's it. And now you tell me, how difficult was it?
Well, it's easy really because we have the knowledge, but as you told me, it's for advanced user. You know, you don't are going to put an a beginner user to do that because he don't know. But
Yes, because
maybe with the correct instructions or the correct education or steps, I don't know, you can advance your knowledge to convert in a intermediate on expert user. That's the idea when you interact with blockchain or Cardano. You start as a beginner. As long as you interact with the technology, you could be an intermediate or an expert user. Just uses
exactly,
cases.
exactly, Jaime. And there is where we also ask help to the community, because there is so much to tell, so much to share to the community, that we need help, because we are not a big team. So every piece of help that anyone can do to share the word, to help to educate people on how to use workspaces, how to do multi-delegation, how to connect or create Dapps. It's nice. Let I mean remind me something. You know how to code on JavaScript, right? Or not?
How to call what?
You know how to develop on JavaScript or not? Do you know how to?
More or
Are you a
less.
developer? More or
Mm,
less.
I am a system engineer, but I don't practice development long time ago. I recently I am doing that. I am working with Python and TypeScript, but I have to practice. But I
Don't worry.
understand.
Don't worry. I'm going to show you something. Don't worry. Every Dapp connection on GameChanger, okay, is coded on a language that is called GCScript or GameChangerScript. That is
Okay,
basically JSON. You know what JSON is?
okay.
Okay, so if you handle a bit of JSON and you consider yourself a power user or a developer, you can create the apps and use GameChanger in a very powerful way. So everything that I've shown you consists on this language. Any action, like for example, creating the workspaces, importing the workspaces, sending an asset. For example, if I will go to SmartSend, that is the common way you can use to send stuff to someone. And I can pick, for example, an address here, or you can paste one or scan one with a QR code. Then, wait, I need to refresh this. Wait. Sorry. I
It's
am on
empty. It's
an
empty.
empty address. Yes, sorry. So let's go to the default one and let's change the
You
address to
don't
the
have
main address.
data.
Yeah, I sometimes I think I'm crazy, but okay. So let's pick an address and let's pick from here assets. For example, let's send one NFT, and maybe let's send I'm not going to send 8. I'm going to send, for example, fake USDs, like 5 fake USDs tokens. I can add whatever. I can add another address here. And here, for example, I'm going to send 3 ADAs. So see how you can design complex transactions on GameChanger graphically with cards, with colored cards and whatever. Now, if I click here, once again, on next, once again, you have the Dapp connector of the wallet. And as I told you, the Dapp connector is behind the Dapp connector is the language of the wallet, this DSL, the GameChangerScript language. So this means that everything that the wallet does with your funds is on language, on a coding programming language, that is JSON. So let's see this action, this very common action that is going to send, make a transaction to send assets. Let's see how it looks like inside. So you can click here and you can edit this action on the playground. That is the embedded developer environment of the wallet. Here you can code. And there are a lot of weird things that may look like terrible at the first sight, but let's concentrate, let's focus on the important things. We have a title and a description. The title says Smart Sign, and the description, about to review, sign, and send your transaction. This is what we looked when we click next on that Smart Send section. And if I continue looking inside the code, I'm watching a lot of not super advanced things, but not important. But let's focus on the important things. Here, outputs, the outputs of a Cardano transaction. And here you can see that we have an address and the assets that we are sending to that address. I designed this transaction with 1 NFT and 5 fake USD tokens going to this address. And then we have another address where we are sending free items. This is how complex is to code, to build the apps, and to become a power user or a developer on GameChanger. Then, of course, there are some options, advanced options that we can strip and remove. And then we have a signing section and a submitting section. So we build the transaction, we sign the transaction, and we send it. And that's it. So basically, this is how you can start creating the apps on Cardano using GameChanger. And if you have a website that creates this text file, this JSON file for you, you have the app. So the magic that happens inside the nice invention of Maarten Menhere, these devices, these PayPal devices, the magic inside that thing is that a program there creates a file like this and creates, using this code, creates a link. So the same thing we can do here. We can say, okay, let's go to connect and let's copy the URL, a link, packing this code inside. Now I have that I have that link copied, and I'm going to paste it on a new tab. What do we have here? The same thing. The same thing that the wallet generated, that we explored on the code, and then we kind of clone or fork and reuse elsewhere. And if we continue here, I'm going to show you. You click next, 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 and then we have the transaction review. where we are sending the 5 USDs, 1 NFT, and this ADA. And here you have the UTXOs, so you can check the outputs and the stuff that is being moved. Also, you have more outputs because GameChanger optimizes all the time the change outputs. Because for us, change outputs are very important. It's not like other wallets that can have very poorly designed UTXO sets or configurations on users' wallets. So, in other words, let's go back to what I was saying. Boom, this is a Dapp connection. So if I embed this link on a website, I've created a Dapp. I can send you, of course, it's going to fail. It's going to fail because maybe you don't have a wallet with balances, but I can send you this link right now through the chat, providing that Zoom don't alters the link, it should work. And this is how we work with GameChanger. We can build the apps in minutes. We can create advanced workspaces or a lot of stuff in the same way we have coded this transaction request. By the way, what I've just did on the chat is important because I've sent you a link that is going to create a payment. In other terms, I could be requesting a payment to you using a link. Where have you seen this on Cardano? And this, the same technology is what makes possible for example, the PayPal device. So this is a crash course into GameChanger. And the last thing I want to show you is that on the playground that you can access with this link, on the playground, I want to share you the link on the top.
I was playing around some time ago with GameChanger, and I noticed the powerful of your wallet. But right now, I am understanding the really powerful of the really power of your wallet. I was very curious about what can I do with GameChanger. But right now, I have a little view of what can I do. So
nice.
we certainly we have to talk. We have to talk because it's amazing the way that the GameChanger wallet works. The idea to have a graphic explanation is better than others that are so plain, because if you don't understand the model of the UTXO, when you interact with a smart contract, for example, it's painful to explain to a user or a beginning user the movements of the transaction and the inputs, outputs, and so on. But it's awesome, bro. It's awesome.
You are right. Cardano is very hard to understand. It's very complex. You're right. But this project is all about democratizing access to Cardano. And this graphical way to interact with Cardano assets, has been on GameChanger since day one. On 2021, I guess it was like 2 weeks after NAMI got released, GameChanger version 1 was released with this graphical interface. Of course, it was a very different wallet back then, but since the beginning, we have been offering this alternative to Cardano. And the great benefits on the wallet is on this Dapp Connector technology that allows you to build and use Cardano. I mean, in the same way, I am trying to democratizing access for end users. What you're watching here, this language is democratizing access to Cardano for builders, for developers, or for junior developers, or for power users. And what I was about to show you is this, is that on the playground, you have a very large list of examples for you to achieve the most crazy things. And if we are going to do this presentation with this talk actually with Maarten next to this one, you have to watch what Maarten have designed using one of these technologies, one of these demos or examples. That is the wallet generator. That in other terms, what it does is it creates a lot of user wallets from your. It's a crazy concept. It's like a app can connect to your wallet and make you create, I don't know, hundreds, thousands of user wallets. And then you can, for example, automatically, you can fill them with some assets, with some ADA, some NFTs. And at the end, you can, for example, use this technology to onboard a lot of people on events or students. For example, this thing has been used for the first time on Rare Evo, thanks to the NFT Pass project and the guys behind that project. And it was an amazing use case. The guys wanted to send some NFTs, to airdrop some NFTs to people. But the question is, how hard is to create, I don't know, imagine you have 200 NFTs. You have to send 200 transactions, or you have to ask 200 addresses in advance. Yeah. No more, because with GameChanger, you can create the 200 user wallets in a special format that is called gift wallet. There are wallets encrypted on QR codes, so you can scan the wallet and you import the assets. And this is perfect for. Hey, Maarten, thanks. What?
Hey, you can show the website. That makes
you're right. You're right. Sorry, I can share you the. Remind me of the link.
To understand.
You know what, Adriano? I think that functionality works perfectly to token me transit, because we are working in onboarding people to the Cardano ecosystems, and we send meter tokens to the volunteers that want to work with us. So if we have
it's in the chat, Adriano.
Maarten, in the chat. Okay, thanks. Jaime, I am listening to you. Yes.
Yeah. Because I think that functionality can solve some problems we have, because that you are saying is true. It's painful to build 200 transactions and send to different addresses. And if you can create a wallet as a gift, Wow.
Actually, we have been having this feature since, I don't know, a lot of time. I don't know if it was 2021 or early 2022, but gift wallets and also the counterpart, express wallets, have been here since ages on GameChanger. This
Oh my
means
God.
you can have a QR code that if you scan it and you put the password, you have a wallet. You can use this QR code as a gift wallet, a wallet that is meant to be shared, or you can have the same technology, a QR code encrypted wallet for personal use. This is called Express Wallet. We are not forcing our users to, input the mnemonic, the recovery phrases of the wallets all the time. At the beginning, we had a situation where we were doing that, but then we changed drastically that user experience. Now you don't have to use your mnemonics anymore to import your wallets. You can use a QR code. We have to talk. There is a lot to talk here. And regarding what you are saying about token myth Randall, that would be awesome. Guys, we have to talk. If I can help you with this, for sure, let's do it. This is the
But you know what?
Yep.
The main question is why we don't know about that.
About what? About all these features.
Yeah.
Check the Twitter history. Check the Twitter history.
Yeah, Jaime, come on.
Oh my God.
Check Quasar's Twitter history. We have been telling guys all these features since ages. The problem is that we don't have funds and a lot of people to help us with marketing. But the thing is that we have been delivering all these features since ages, and we are struggling because we don't know what else to do to tell people, hey, remember all the issues you had before on Cardano? Okay, start pointing to GameChanger because we cared for you. We have been building solutions for you. Quasar has been shouting, to say the least. Shouting.
I know, but I have a big deal with the Twitter notifications. I have to turn off a lot of because it's insane.
Okay, forget about Twitter notifications, but we have every week spaces like this one. Now we are doing it after Townhall, but we had it, I guess, on Wednesdays. No, on Tuesdays, sorry. We have been sharing all this information and aiding and helping developers and users to use this since months for free. We are giving our time to onboard people and developers and end users to Cardano. Quasar does this on his free and not free time. He does it all the time. So guys, it's a problem of communication because we are not famous. That's the problem. We cannot reach too many.
We have the same problem. Don't worry.
Yeah, I understand. So this
we are a lot of underground.
Yes. Maarten is here. Yes, Maarten. Sorry, I didn't. So
do it. Press the buttons. Come on, man.
This is the last application or the app that Maarten has created. This is very, very new. What it does is that automates this gift wallet creation and the filling these wallets with some mail. So first I will check that I am on a wallet that has the funds. Yes, I have the funds. So, okay, now I'm going to, this is going to send free ADAs to
Yeah, you can
this.
change it.
What I can change? I can change the number of
Yeah.
wallets.
No, you can
Where-
change the amount of ADA, and it changes the value which you see on the notes.
Okay. I
So
see.
the-
Yeah.
Let's say 5 ADA each. But
Yeah.
and how many are created?
Four, always
Four?
four, because
Okay.
this is A4 paper that you fit 4 wallets on a paper.
Okay, to
Okay.
clarify, you can run is the same thing but with hundreds of wallets. What Maarten cares about on this Dapp is to create, to print these resulting QR codes on a paper, on a printer. So the thing is that this is why this is the amount. Okay, if I click here, a Dapp connection gets established. Check the link here, Jaime. It's the same thing, links. And here it says it generates 4 gift wallets and funds them. The QR codes will download automatically. When scanning the code, you will be provided with the password by the GameChanger wallet. Keep the QR code safe. Okay? So if I click continue, and once again, you can check everything that this Dapp is asking you to do with colors. So I click continue. And it says that it's about to download 8 files. So if I click continue, check all the files that has been downloaded. And then here it comes the transaction. And let's see what the transaction does. It's going to spend 20 ADAs plus a fee. This matches with what was promised because it's 1, 2, sorry, it was
Yeah, 4.
yes, these are the auto-generated. Where are these? 1, 2. Okay, here 1, 2, 3, and 4 outputs of 5 ADAs each. Okay, I will say continue, and let's review what happened. We created 4 user wallets and a single transaction to send funds automatically to them. What are these addresses? What are these files? Let's open those. So you have here, for example, wallet free. What is wallet free? A QR code. Jaime, if you have, do you have a GameChanger open right now? No.
In my computer, maybe.
Okay. Well,
Wait a
don't
little
worry,
bit.
but if you grab your cell phone, for example, right now, yes, GameChanger works on desktop or mobile without any distinction. So if you scan this QR code right now, boom, you have 5 ADAs for free.
Wait a little bit because I have 3 cell phones. I can scan the code right now with my other.
Do you want? I mean,
Bro,
How
you are
dare you.
blowing my mind.
okay, let me know if you want, and I can show the QR code again. But let's go back. If I go back, okay, this is not working.
I can scan right now.
Okay. I need to talk to Maarten some stuff, some people. But basically, wait. Okay, scan. I mean, go to the beta version of the wallet. Do you have the URL?
It doesn't work because I am scanning my device with other device, and sometimes when you scan a screen, it doesn't work.
Okay, let me know. I've shared you the link to the beta release of the wallet.
You have to scan in the wallet. You cannot scan with the photo camera.
Yes,
Oh.
this is what I'm saying. In other words, you're right, Maarten. Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah,
Because-
sometimes those like taking a picture with your phone or scanning with a phone with your phone, I struggle with it as well. For some reason, it's just
Sometimes
funny.
works. Sometimes works.
So yeah,
Wait. What
Okay,
is
what?
the address? Is a beta?
Yes, you have it on the chat. On the Zoom chat, you have the link.
Yeah, because I have a big problem. I am in two devices at the same time. But I have the address in the device that I'm talking to you. So let
Okay.
me let me a little bit. I am trying to send me the address. Okay.
Okay.
are you trying to be
worry.
Quasar? Do you need Quasar training?
Yes, Quasar. We all need your training.
We
Quasar
have
is
two
number one doing
Quasars in the room. What?
Quasar, can
I'm
you
on one
instruct me to
device.
do this even without audio or video? And I don't know text. I don't know. He can do it.
I didn't hear. Say it again.
No.
No. Oh, we're
We're able to-
recording too.
Able to do all this stuff even without video or audio or text. I don't know how.
We can do it. 1 second.
Okay, I will do it here. I don't know if you can see. I'm going to open GameChanger. So I'm opening GameChanger now. And I am going to go, if you can check, there is a QR code button at the center top of the wallet.
I am doing that. I am doing that. I have right now in the other phone the URL active, and I am going to scan with the smart scan. You know? Yeah.
Yes, perfect. So you click on Smart Scan here, on Smart Scan. That actually this works even for Dapp connections. Another story. So I'm going to click here, the button, and it's going to ask me if I want to show the if I want to show the QR code.
Scan
or
any
scan.
supported QR code.
Exactly. I click here on the scan, and now
I am there.
And now we have the camera open, and I'm going to point to the QR code. Okay. I've framed the QR code, and this is what it says. I don't know if you can read. Okay. I should share. Wait a second. I'm going to stop sharing so you can see all the. Okay, can you see now? Can you?
Yep.
Check the camera. Okay, it says import Express Wallet. Do you want to import this wallet? There you have the name, a description, and you have. Oh, okay. You don't have the hint here, but you have to say next or import. Click. Now you have more options. You have the same information, but some other options like the hint, the password hint. So it says your password is blah, blah, blah. So I will copy the password.
Oh my gosh.
Proof, copy, and I will paste the password there and click on import, continue, whatever, if I find the button. And check what happens. boom,
Boom.
this dialog appears, that it's not shown correctly. It's too bright. Let me. There. It says, it shows all the other type of wallets you can import. It's like a wizard. So I will say, okay, continue, continue. Next, next. Oh, come on. There you have some more explanations, whatever, next. And then I agree. And that's it. We have imported remotely a user wallet here. And if I go down, we should have our 5 ADAs here.
Yeah.
And we
Wow.
have. And what this means is that the app has instruct GameChanger to do this in bulk for 4 wallets, but it can be done for thousands of wallets. And the nice thing is that these features are on the wallet, but everything that is on the wallet is also offered to developers. So what Maarten did is this.
But I have a question.
Yes.
When someone claims the gift, it's impossible that anyone else can claim the same wallet.
It depends on your strategy, because what GameChanger does is it can auto-generate the passwords. It can use the passwords that the developer instruct to use. It can do a lot of stuff. This password hint that Maarten instructed the app, the wallet to add on the files, on the QR codes, can be removed. So you can tell the password, verbally inside. You can send the password. You can design your own strategy, because you can do this on a classroom with students. You can do this to send this to airdrop the token mid-ranil to other people. You can do this on events. So it depends. What Maarten did is to present this more beautifully, so you can print it. So I need to find now the files, and I don't know. It was wallet.
Because with Token Mixander, we are working with Funintech Venezuela in financial education, and we made some workshops, and they are working with Nami wallet, but I believe that we can use GameChanger and this functionality to the onboarding program, because it's blow money,
Thanks, Jaime. We really care about onboarding. We have so many features for onboarding people. So please, yes. And the guys knows a lot of GameChanger, because I mean, I don't know if you had the chance, but we made some workshops or live sessions onboarding developers on GameChanger.
Okay, you know what? I am going to talk with Ulises and Daniel.
And say hi to both.
I am going to talk. Yeah, and I go to talk with Giancarlos and Wilmer from Venezuela to get on a meeting with you to talk about how to use GameChanger in our workshops and in our projects and initiatives.
Thanks, Jaime. And yes, guys, I'm here to help. and I've done it before, and I will keep them. So count on me. Depending on the time I have, of course. I will try my best.
Yeah.
Check this out. What Maarten did. You click print, and you have this ready to be printed. I guess if you put it
Behind the
Maarten.
scenes, I just want to know what is going on behind, because I
What is
am I am I am a system engineer, and I want to know what is happening behind the scenes, how you are building the transaction, because I saw an JSON file, but
It is
I want to know what is going on behind this.
what
Perfect.
I'm
So-
doing is just the JSON you see on the playground. I'm just modifying it with JavaScript on a web page, which is
Okay.
all local in your browser. And you just create the JSON and you compress it with a library, and this is all you can read it. It's just you can go press F12 on your browser window if you are on
And inspect the page.
and you can see everything inside. And it's not a lot of code at all, because all I'm just doing is having JSON code and saying this amount. But can you show the finished thing, Adriano, with the...
The worst thing is that I was showing you guys the finished thing, but I forgot to share my screen.
Oh!
When I talk things makes no sense, remember, I am crazy, and you have to remind me.
I was totally missing that. But you have to
Okay.
change some options.
I will. So to recap what I did, Jaime, once you finish that and the files are stored on your computer or on your device, you click on elegir archivos, upload files there. You upload the files, and I don't know. Are you watching?
Yeah, but we cannot see the file window. It's protected. But
Okay.
it is a file window, and you're going to select the wallets.
Yes.
Which you
So
download.
you select the files. You select the files actually, and you click open there, and voila, you have imported these QR code wallets here on this paper template, and then you click, I guess, print, and then you set up this thing properly.
Yeah,
I don't know,
you have to
Maarten.
remove the headers, footers, and the margins.
Remove here.
Yeah, and the margins set to none.
And the margins set to none. There. Perfect. And that's it. And if you print this, you have something that you can hand, in person to other people. And you can print in bulk, whatever. So thanks, Maarten, for this nice 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 tool. And
you can in fact you can make real digital money you can hand over to people in person. It's like a real banknote, only then Cardano note.
This is awesome. I mean, we can create kind of checks in many ways with GameChanger. And if you care about this, we can have a live session talking about GameChanger e-checks. But in this case, what is very important and nice, and moreover, super important for example, Latin American community, Jaime, is that if one day Cardano price goes to the sky, to the moon, and transaction fees get super high in cost, in value. With GameChanger and with this technology, you can send transactions, saving on fees, and handing making these transactions feeless, without fees, because the ones that prepares this wallet can automate and send all the money wanted, and then the only thing that you have to do is to hand these e-checks, for example, to some beneficiaries, and that's it. And then the people that just scan the wallet, and then they can use or not the funds. But the amount of use cases that you can achieve with this kind of technology is huge. And thanks, Maarten, once again for doing this dia, because now we can print it properly. And
yeah, I like building these applications because I see the possibilities, but if you go into the playground, it's like, yeah, but what do I do with it? So I think this is a good example of simple, the background is simple JSON file, which you encode into a link, and that's the generate gift wallet files button. You press the button, this is basically what it does. It's just making the JSON information, which you can see all in the playground, and it puts in the value, and that's all it does, really. It's just a variable you put into the JSON, you compress it, and you send it to the GameChanger website, and GameChanger does all the Cardano CLI stuff.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
Super quick.
It's awesome.
Jaime,
It's awesome.
what? Let's audit this, because GameChanger design principle also makes everything open and auditable. So
yeah,
let's audit this. So you can very quickly, I'm not going to get into details, but you ask about, okay, I care about what's happening inside. Okay,
yeah,
what's happening?
I was asking you, not for me, just for answer for someone that asks me the same thing. You know, if I have the answers, I can support you better if I don't understand. You know what?
Thanks a lot. So you can use Maarten's dia, or you can use the built-in examples on the web. Okay, so let's check this quickly. This, once again, is the same Dapp connection with now 10 testnet data. But if you start using GameChanger more and more, you know that you have an entire live debugger here under the advanced accordion tab here. So if you go to code, or maybe full code, it depends on the case, you can see the exact JSON file or GameChangerScript file that Maarten has generated from his website. And if you check, for example, here, on this part of the code, calling this API function, wallet generator, Maarten is saying, hey, build, generate 4 gift wallets. 4 gift wallets with this password hint. Remember the hint? Okay, here's where you design the hint. And here we say, okay, also I want to download these QR code files with download true. And then Maarten very cleverly designs each of the outputs assets on one place. It says, in this case was 10 ADAs. So here he designs these 10 ADAs in code. And then when he builds the transaction, he just points to the right address by using this tiny fragment of code, and he points always to the same definition of the assets. That was the 10 items. Check that this is called assets here, and it references this piece of code. It's not like copy pasting. The magic is like a massive copy pasting everywhere. So we are copy pasting this here, and we
It's
are
just
copy-pasting.
it's a recipe. You do like this. It's just copy and then add a little bit of tomato sauce and then some,
Yeah. Mixing everything.
And I've never checked this, but if I I will right now. So Maarten has introduced, there was the metadata label. Let me see. So Maarten added.
No, this
Yes.
was on there. But you can
Okay,
add
now,
any metadata. You can also add NFTs, of course.
yes, you can,
Okay.
like on Rare Evo, this massive NFT drop on these gift wallets was created. The NFTs was created on the same transactions that these NFTs were sent. So we optimize the transaction fee cost. And
Yeah.
there is a video. If you want, we can show you that video because we recorded with Quasar. It was like it was very a very crazy moment. So this is the wallet that I've imported. Here on the screen, you have the definition of a transaction message, a standard that most wallet uses on Cardano. If you see the camera, if you view the camera, this is the imported wallet, and there is a button here on the transaction. If I click on the button, the message, the same message appears here. Onboarding you into Cardano by GameChangerWallet and M2Tech. Thank you, Maarten, for this nice application. Awesome. So imagine all the things that you can do with this. And once again, the code of every Dapp connection is open. Open by default, is open, auditable, and clonable. So if I want to base something from Maarten's work, I can do it. So if you want to, reuse this URL, this code, you can just go here and, for example, edit in Playground. And then you can start coding by your own based on the same thing that Maarten did. For example, I don't want more message anymore. Imagine I want to remove GameChanger and say just M2Tech. That's it. And if I run this thing, and this is the same thing, but just shown on this window because we are developing. And if I go to code, and if I check the part that I modified, you can see that it's modified. And this is how GameChanger works. It's a super open the app developer, the app connector that allows developers to build in minutes, to learn from others' work, to collaborate and to build openly and so on. And the last thing that I want to tell you guys is that I've been working on some very important updates, and today I've uploaded them to the wallet, and it's this. Now we have better error reporting. So before we had a very ugly error reporting because it's beta. We are finalizing some stuff on the road. So now this is how errors are shown on GameChanger. You have the path now where the error is, and you have the kind of error. And if you go to advanced console, you can see the error in detail. So it says that on this path of the code, you have provided this code and something is wrong inside here. And if you check, address is okay, this is okay, but this is totally weird. This is the error I introduced, and you can quickly find the error here. And in some cases, the error reporting is much more precise. And another thing quickly is that I've improved and fixed some bugs, and I introduced this example on the using console. Yeah.
More work for me. Because
Jaime,
I have to start. I have to start study Game Changer.
You have here so many demos, so many examples actually. So you can get started very quickly, and if you need something, remember every Wednesday we are here. We are gathering here to help people to get on board here on GameChanger. Guys, very quickly, there is a console inside the Dapp Connector, but we have not been using it too much. So now I created a special example to show all the use cases or usages. And
no idea.
if I run
I've been
this,
looking for the console. I'm like, what's the console? Where? Give it to me. Let's go.
But this console is not the same as the browser console. It's like a private in-wallet console. So it can be used for maybe more private stuff. So if I click here to run this on slow mode, you can see how gradually some blocks of code are going to be logging some stuff. There you have. You have all the kind of log messages. You can log what's in on the memory, on the cache, or on the global memory of the script execution. You can point to specific stuff. You can do something wrong, and then the console is going to complain that that value cannot be expressed as JSON. Or here, for example, we are like showing a snapshot of the RAM of the entire cache contents at this time, at this point in time. And every log, every location that creates these logs are shown here. So here we have the place on the code that is telling us these messages. And basically, these are macros. So it's like one other function that is just console, the kind of message, and the message. And for example, we can have, we can run code inside the message. So here, for example, we are grabbing the contents of the cache, that is like the RAM of the script, and we're outputting that. Here, we are calculating a hash of the address. I mean, we can do a lot of stuff. And here we are using global variables on this line. If I mean, it's going to break the validation of the code, but here you can see the things you can do with macros. That is, you can set variables as well. And then you can, for example, for all these macro being executed, you can return a certain value. Whatever. The last thing to show, and I will stop selling news, is this example here, code validation test, to show how more complex errors are being shown. And Maarten, this is nice for you. For example, for when you are using GameChanger file system to store code there, check how this looks like, not with GCFS, but with something similar that is hexadecimal resources. So this code is importing, it has nested resources. Imagine that we're saying a file on GCFS calls inside another file on GCFS, and this one calls another one. Imagine that nested structure. So how an error on the deepest level is shown is this way. The same line saying where the error is, but then it says, that is from an hexadecimal resource. And here you have the mount point. This resource, this GCFS resource, for example, has been placed or mount on inside all this nesting. And once again, if you go to the console, you have there a more detailed explanation of the error. In this case, it says exactly what you should use and what you have provided. It's data, and I provided datas, so it's wrong. And here we have information about the GCFS, for example, or in this case, the hexadecimal thing. And Maarten,
So
this is what I
it's
was
automatically expanded, like you can see what you're doing then.
Yeah, not exactly while you code, but when you click run.
Yeah, but later.
Very quickly. For example, now, if I click run and click continue.
Yeah, it's like a preprocessor to expand it.
Exactly, Maarten. It's a preprocessor thing. Yes. And he's saying the exact thing. It's on the preprocessor stage of the processing of the script. So nice. So
yeah, it's good that you can read that, because otherwise you could just hide every transaction in a lot of GCFS scripts, and you could still not read it.
Yeah, it's these are very complex concepts when you code, or not so complex, but advanced. And now we have the ability to point, to isolate errors more easily. And before it was like a pain. It was a pain. So I hope this can help you guys to code better on GameChanger.
Never nice to go on a needle in a haystack hunt.
Yeah. But before, errors was very, very difficult to understand.
Great. Amazing achievement.
Thanks. Thanks. So well, guys,
you are thinking in everything.
Well, but the thing is that Cardano has not realized yet that this is the only wallet with an entire development environment inside, meaning that you can build entire Dapps here. You can learn Cardano here. Students could just sit in front of GameChanger and start coding here to just understand how to build and how to use Cardano. From A to Z. Yes.
You know Jose Miguel de Gamboa?
I'm not sure. Maybe under a nickname or something. I don't know.
Okay, Big Cow in Twitter. Big Cow. Whatever.
No, I'm not.
He is Colombian. He's Colombian, and he is a professor in a university here in Bogota, and he is building something like a course. I don't know exactly, but is about blockchain technology to introduce financial people into the ecosystem. And I think that you have to talk.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Please invite him to, to follow me on Twitter or on Discord, and let's get in touch. Also, Christian Rojas is creating some workshops,
Mexico.
and
Yeah.
we are in talk. Yeah, with him already for
He invited me. He invited me to teach in those workshops, but I have to say no because I don't have time.
I get it, and
I have to be honest, and I don't want to compromise my time just for being working into the ecosystem if I don't have time to do that.
I mean, I understand you. I said yes to him because I don't know where I'm going to have the right time for doing that, but I want to help in that case. I thought that it was like a nice opportunity to share. I mean, once again, Game Changer is very nice for builders and students, and I think that I had to take that opportunity. So I'm thankful.
Yeah. I saw the pencil that they did, and is deep. It's deep when you read the items that they want to teach. I saw Bluetooth and a lot of stuffs that are more or less advanced stuff of Cardano.
Yes, I'm not sure how far he's going to go in all the contents, but it's nice. It's nice for university level. It's a nice workshop. Yeah. Well, guys, Jaime, thanks a lot, and keep coming. I know you don't have much time, but maybe if you come with some ideas, some some clear objectives, sorry, we can help you to reach those more quickly, so you can optimize time. And regarding learning Cardano, you can be doing transactions super quick with GameChanger.
I want to talk with my uncle. I work with my uncle. He came in here to Cardano 3 years ago, and we are building something that maybe you can help us. But first, I have to talk with him.
Okay.
I have to talk with him, and maybe we can build something together.
Okay.
We can try.
You're more than invited here, and check this out. This code here creates a transaction.
Okay.
This simple and tiny code here creates a transaction. Imagine how fast developers can be on board on Cardano. Here is the transaction, and I'm not lying. This is it. And check the code. I know Cardano since 2021. This is one of the easiest way to start developing here. I am fighting every day against all the Cardano complexities to bring you the most also complex and advanced, but simpler solution. So, and this wallet born in Argentina. So, more than happy to help people on Latin America, of course, and Netherlands as well.
Yeah, we are in the same boat. But
Well,
thank you,
guys,
thank you so
no,
much.
thanks.
Thank you so
I
much.
mean, and Maarten, thanks a lot for the idea and for sharing your news. Maybe I can have a coffee and we can maybe have a quick one. It depends on you.
Sorry, what do you want?
I'm going to stop recording. Okay, bye everyone. Thanks.